a little explanation of what I've got here. It's a real simple cabinet I'm making again for my kitten, getting a ragdoll kitten, and I'm making a real simple cabinet, all on a 2x4 frame, 2x2 framing. With this material comes up to about 5/16 measurement. So what I've done was I've cut all the stiles and the rails, and I put a groove dado 3/4 of an inch off the face. From here to here is 3/4 of an inch, and then the dado itself is about 5/16 with a half inch depth. I'm going to glue it and nail it. Now, I'm not pumping France, but I mean, this is how we did it in France. We would mark all our items like this. I'm sure here you have similar markings. If you can see it, this always means up or the face. These are rails, so top rail, bottom rail. This is the top rail, the bottom rail. And it's marked according to which one, left side of the end piece. This is how typically we would mark stiles, like a door, again, for a cabinet. We'd make a marking similar like this, left and right. This means up, and it marks the left side, right side. This happens to be for the back, and this is the inside face, okay? And then again, here's the corresponding dados to receive the panel. When I went to Lowe's to pick this material up, I had the fellow pre-cut my panels, rough cut, and all this below here, if you can see this, these are all my various panels. So I'm going to cut today and mount on each face frame. It's going to be, again, a real simple structure. I'm probably going to use nails and screws. And I mean by nails, I mean my pneumatic nailer. So I just want to kind of explain that. This is what I have here. And what I'm going to be doing today is cutting panels, fitting them to the stiles and rails, gluing them, and putting them together. And that's the operation today. So with that, I'll get back to work. Okay. Before I get into the actual build of this litter box cabinet, I'd like to give a little explanation as to why I have this size and how I chose this size. First of all, this litter box is going to go in front of a fireplace that we have at home. I love a fireplace, but we don't use it anymore. It's still fully functional. And my thought was, since we don't use it anymore, I could use this to vent this litter box out into the chimney to keep it from having any odor inside the house. I measured, I got the measurements of what these cats stand, in the standing position, the sitting position, what have you. So that's why the dimensions were chosen for the litter box area and the entrance to the cabinet, which is on the right-hand side. I also have two doors because I'm going to have two litter boxes in it. I understand that some cats like to, pee in one and do their other business in the other. Either way, I'll have two litter boxes within this cabinet, because this cabinet has got to be at least 3 feet tall to cover the opening of the fireplace. And I'm making it 4 feet wide again to easily cover the width of this fireplace. So that's the reason why it's 4 feet wide and 3 feet tall. It's not just an arbitrary choice. It's planned. And the depth It goes with the 19 inches that the litter boxes measure, with the added dimension for the cat to walk across the back hallway, if you will, to either chamber, which you can see here with the doors open that there's two places there. And then, of course, the remaining height used for storage, and it's a very generous volume of space in this box. So that's the reason why it's the size. This litter box is the way it is. Two doors with a little hallway to the right. I'm also going to have 3 motion lights in there so that these lights will come on. I know the cats don't need it, but I'm going to put it in there anyways. So the motion lights will come on when it's in the hall and in either of the 2 litter box compartments. And of course the vent in the back is going to vent out into cement. And that's what I wanted to make a little explanation about that. Okay, before I get on to the slide, I really think it's, I need to point out that I know this type of cat box or cabinet is not for everyone. It's huge, certainly not for a person in an apartment. But, you know, my wife and I are retired. We don't entertain anymore. And as I said, I love fireplace, but we just don't use it anymore. And it's a lot easier for me to keep the house clean. You know, as I've said, how it keeps the litter within the confines of the box and store all its food and litter and toys and other paraphernalia for combing and cleaning, shampooing, whatever. All that stuff can be stored in this one cabinet. So for me, it works out really well, and it was fun for me to build, and it wasn't expensive. $130, $135 for all the material, and I bought it at Lowe's. So with that, I'm going to start out with some layout photos of. I very seldom make plans, but this time I did. And of course, I always use story poles, and you know, you can blow through the pictures or just end the video if you want right now. I just thought I'd go ahead and finish with just snapshots of how I went along about the build. And other than that, any questions, you know, there's always my email address at the end. And I hope for you beginners in woodworking, you might get something out of this or some other project, not necessarily a box, but maybe a cabinet or a storage unit or something nice. So with that, I hope you enjoy it. And you know, if you go in the shop, have a good time, work safe, and don't use any putty. Thank you. Bye-bye.